Now we're going to white crappie. The white crappie has usually 5 to 6 spiny dorsals. On a black crappie, it's 7 to 8. White crappie tend to be a lot more narrower than a black crappie, although white crappie will have a bigger mouth. These like more water that's a little bit more murky, as opposed to black crappie that like the fresh water or more clear water. I have sometimes seen white crappie where they have a little bit more yellow in here than like the black crappie do. In general, tend to be a lighter colored crappie than the black crappie, but you can get male white crappie that look dark like a black crappie. But it's no biggie. Just make sure you're neat with it. Base coat sealer. Put sealer on the whole fish. White. And then just spray my fish. And coat of white. If you were doing the tinning method, you come up from the belly. Which essentially with the marks here, that's almost like what it is. Now I've got pearl, white pearl, and I'm just going to put a good coat on the fish. Maxillary real good. Make sure your fish has got a good pearly color to it. Now I've got bright yellow. And from about the top of the pectoral fin to the lateral line, I see a light misting of this color. This bright yellow. So I try to, about the top of the pectoral fin, I stay off the belly with it. Go up to the lateral line. So you've got yellow ochre now. Go a little bit over the fin. Wedding card if you need to be. If you probably will paint these fins. Kind of wanting to hit those rays. Got a light to medium coat. Okay, now I've got some medium green. Got it thinned down really good though. On black crappie, I see it more like blue. It's the color above the lateral line. But on a black nose crappie, or at least a black nose crappie around here that I've seen, it's a green. And it fades out I'm going to go like I would on a black crappie, a little bit lower than the lateral line. Kind of phase into that yellow. I don't want to get down here above the pectoral. There's a little patch there that I want to stay, but it does get a little bit of green. See, this stuff is thinned out. I start at the dip of the nose, probably even about like that. The very top of the back. And I'm going down a little past the lateral line, but not much. It's really not even green enough. Yeah, it acts like it's got yellow in it. Let's hold on, let's see if I can make that look like a little better green. Yeah, the lime green look on top is not what I'm after. And you notice I didn't actually go up there with my yellow. So I'm surprised. But it's not wrong, because a lot of times I see a little bit of blue up here anyway, up on the very top. So this may be what I need to do to bring the green out. I may have to it's actually looking pretty good. Of course, when blue goes over yellow, we know what it makes. And I'm going about no more than maybe 3/8 of an inch below the lateral line, if even that. And that's more like what the green I'm looking for is. Technically, I'm putting blue on top of yellow. It's giving me the right amount of the intensity that I want. Now, I do want to put a little bit down here on the yellow, but a little bit afraid to chance it. I may put a little bit on the back of the upper cheek area, upper gill area, just to get a hint. I mean, where you can't even really tell it's there. Now's a good time to go ahead and clean the eye off with a little lacquer thinner on a Q-tip. If you're wanting to really get good and close to the edges, use an X-Acto knife so you don't have to worry about accidentally rubbing some of your paint off or anything. My white again, I just want to make sure I've got the belly, this lower belly area. I wanted it good and white, and a little bit bad for overspray anyway. Basically where the fins start, I want that good and white. And probably up to the my reference pictures show the top of the pectoral, but the paint schedules go for the bottom, so I'm taking the benefit of it out, thinking, you know, that maybe I don't have the best pictures in the world. So I'm just going to the bottom and get where the fins touch right here. And I wanted definitely a good, at least to the bottom of the pectoral where it is. I want my yellow faded out or completely gone by the bottom of the pectoral fin juncture. If you got any places you got to touch up, now's a good time to do it. You got a little overspray somewhere, usually right in here. The gills stay pretty good and kind of white for the most part, right in there. And then maybe, you know, right in here a little bit. It's not wrong. Just like I would do on a bass. I've got 1/2 base coat sealer and then 1/2 black. This is what I've got. And I'm thinking it should give me some control over the intensity of my spots. Also got my pressure turned down when I make the spots look believable. You tend to have about 7 bars from the back of the gill. The first one starts right and drops down to about the very where the back of the gill starts, I guess. And then the next one comes down like right at about the base of the pectoral, a little behind it. And the next one comes down a little bit further back. And a good reference picture really comes in handy. Now where they tend to triangulate is not so much right in here, but right up on top they tend to thicken out all of a sudden. They don't thicken out to where they touch the next line next to them or anything. But they we've got another one right through here, I can see it. Yep, this is half and half with a base coat sealer and black to kind of thin it down. Plus I got the pressure down. Probably got the pressure down to about 18 to 15 or something like that. And of course you've got the 7th one is right back here behind the fin, and it kind of, sometimes it kind of comes in a little bit for the curvature of the tail or something. Okay, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 2 more. We got one that comes down about right here. And we got another one that comes up right through here. Okay. Sometimes there's some that try to come down like they're trying to start a new bar, and they don't come down too far. I try to make some of them believable, I guess is the right word. I mean, they do connect, some of them. An elongated spot may be more realistic than just a straight spot. It's all in how intent you want to get on this. Yeah, some of the stripe pattern seems too thin or something. Add a little bit of thickness to it. There's one that's a little thin. Yeah, the mixing with the base coat sealer really helps you control from going a little bit too harsh is the right word. Does seem to help. Okay. You can also use it to, you know, maybe highlight some of the jaws a little bit. Just like on White Crappie, you might want to. Now right here, there's also a little bit of a. And that's about how it looks on White Crappie. Probably can get away with a Sharpie pen or something if you had to. You could actually almost dot each one of these scales. You can almost tell, like if you angle spray a little bit, you can tell where the black hits them, and you can go ahead and just darken it and just put a spot there or something. So there's all kinds of little techniques there. What I'm getting at is you want these details pretty good. You're not going to be doing much in the way of extra shading. I might put a couple little spots here and there maybe. For the most part it's done. Let's see, there's okay. See, here's a kind of a little bit of a making of some kind of bar, not really a bar. That's where good reference picture will come in real handy about right here. Because you want to stay in the realm of possibility. You don't want it to look fake, in other words. Well, I'm going to look at my reference pictures and, well, let me see. Let me put something right here. Okay, there we are. That's about got it right there. Or towards the tail, there's some detailing, and I got to find a good reference picture for that. Yeah, just don't want to get carried away here at the tail and do something that's not quite accurate or something, you know. Okay, it doesn't really have any bars, but it looks like a little something coming down, but it just stops at the lateral line, seems to. Got one right here. I'm going to go all the way up to the base with it. I mean the base of the dorsal. Okay. That one, that one. Down. Yep, gotta do this. So you should get a reference picture for that. Now sometimes these fish can also be every bit as dark as a black crappie. Right there in the spawn. This isn't really supposed to be a stripe, but kind of vaguely reminds you of one. Okay, all these fish, the spot's kind of, well, I'll show you. See how they kind of do? Now, a lot of times what you're seeing actually, even though you're staggering these spots apart, you're almost making little circles in there. You could even go around them and make them just like you would on a black crappie. It's not wrong. You can even almost make just a line. And when you angle spray, it's going to cover up a lot of that stuff. Like right here, you could go Yeah, the way the spots do, they almost like this. Like that. Okay, and then this one. And again, you can make some of these into circles. It's not wrong. That's what shows up definitely on a black crappie. And on white crappie too. It's not wrong. Wouldn't hurt to do it a little bit. Those are made. We can kind of see how the fins are going. I've got a few small spots in there. You can even you can probably take them out here if you wanted to. So they naturally kind of make themselves anyway. And it's not much different than if you're tracing over the real spots on a real crappie or something. It's not that much difference. Through here, I could probably, let's see, I want to break that up a little bit. Maybe it's come right in here. I think it'd be wrong. So it's going to get highlighted too, so it'll make it look a little better. Or angle sprayed, I guess is what I mean. And I want to start right here on the dip of the nose. If you look right on the end of the nose, see a dip. Just like we've got right here under our nose, that dip. Fish got it too. And bring it down. Go ahead and do the back. Now, good thing about this black is you can really bring out some skill detail. As you can see, we start right here at the tip of the nose, bring that down, see how it's shading everything. a good thing, not a bad thing. Right here on the tip of the jaw, underneath, and straight up the back. And right up the very back. Now this is straight black. This isn't the thin downs. Still want to have a little bit of control around me. Now on these, I may paint this. I may go right around the very bottom of the eye, basically where I put the caulk in, and pretty much like I do on all my fish. And I come up, and I come right down there. There's a separation place between the. I may dip down a little bit into there, and just straight up to the top of the back. So some of the shading right in here, I may shade it with a little bit of black, but not much. Because most of the black is going right on top. This is a white crappie. I'm going to spray in the dorsal. So I'm bringing the colors out in it. It don't take much on these perch. I'm actually coming out from the top to the bottom. I got a little bit better control. Okay, we do the tail the same way. Okay, I angle sprayed that fin right there. Okay, I want to get the other side a little bit from the bottom, or I'll do it like this. Just gotta, like that. Just a little bit of an angle spray. I'm gonna bring the fins out. That's my goal. Bring the fins out. Start on the back here. Come up from underneath and let it grow on. If my fins are black, do the tail the same way. Do these, the bottom. Do the other one on the edge. You can kind of flush it in if you gotta, and make it match. I've got my yellow ochre again, and I'm going to try to bring out some of these spots on this fin. You can put yellow ochre there, and it's bright enough that it looks like you put a spot there. Make them a little bit elongated in places. That's what they were. You kind of get the idea. It looks like a spawning on the fin again. So the fins are kind of coming to life a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do the dorsal. Okay. Well, I've got a little base coat sealer here, and I kind of want to lay down the colors and see what I got. And the best way to do it is with base coat sealer. Let you know exactly what you got. And it's also good for taking out the harshness of, black or any color that you use. If you're afraid if you got a problem of maybe putting it on too hard like I do, then it's a pretty good color to, I kind of like that. I don't know if I want to go over them spots anymore or not. I may shade them just a little. I think I'm going to put another coat of base coat sealer on top of it. This stuff's pretty good for, giving some fish some depth. It's definitely not the same as gloss, but it sure gives some fish some, I don't know, some depth is the right word, I guess. Got my black and gloss top coat again, and I just kind of went over my spots, and even more on the bottoms that are coming up, just to add a little bit more to them. I went through the spots that I put with my yellow ochre. I went through the spots again, brought them out a little bit, just to bring the detailing in the fin out a little bit more. And then we'll go ahead and clean the eye off, of course. Whoa, this bad boy got dark. Now that I've cleaned the eye off, time to gloss the fish. Well, it's real shiny anyway because of all the base coat sealer. It lays the paint down and it lets you kind of get an idea of what your paint job is going to look like. But gloss top coat does even a better job. I mean, it's really laying it down. We'll let that dry for a few minutes and then put another coat on it. Okay, now I'm going to put another coat of my gloss top coat on. Starting right around the face. Make sure it's good and wet looking. There you have it.